JV portion of this contest tonight will be a half game. We will be playing 2 quarters. And now for your starting lineups. Number 2 for the Twin River Lady Royals. Number 2, Charlie Johnson. Number 11, Hannah Bader. Number 22, Jenny Castillo. Number 25, Andrea Arrow. And number 40, Caitlin Neely. And now, get on your feet. Put those hands together for your Doniphan number 39, Leah. Number 10, Timber Turner. Number 40, Tina Moore. Number 33, Allison Stagg. And number 51, Brooklyn Griffith. Folks, please keep in mind this sound is a sporting vehicle offering educational opportunities. Please help us practice and teach good sportsmanship. Our sporting and event center is sponsored by Southern Bank. tomorrow the game starts, the first game starts at 9 o'clock for the evening. There's a lot of fun at 4:30 tomorrow for the Donettes Hall in the floor. So it's like a 5 tomorrow night. Between the teams, the sports call for the Doniphan Sports Hall of Fame. And immediately following the varsity game, there will be a quick quarter sponsored by the FCA and open to all students and coaches.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Doniphan High School for Donettes basketball. This is Keith Bowman, and tonight the Donettes welcome the Twin Rivers Lady Royals to town for an Ozark Foothills Conference game. The Lady Royals come in with a record of 10-9. Their conference record is 2-2. The Donettes trying to sew up a share of the regular season conference title tonight. They are 14-5 on the season, 4-1 in the conference. Right now, Neelyville only has one loss, and I believe Naylor only has one loss as well. So could be a three-way tie if the Donettes can win here tonight. Coach Dave Crockett of the Lady Royals told me that he has to play Neelyville on Monday. So the seed meeting for the tournament is next Wednesday, and the tournament will start a week from Saturday, and that will be played at Neelyville High School. Next Saturday there will be either 8 or 9 games. I think everybody has a JV boys team. So there'll be 3 JV boys games, 3 girls games, and 3 varsity boys games, if they do it the same way they've been doing it in the past. The Donettes, this is their 3rd game this week. They defeated Dexter 48-44 on Monday, and then on Tuesday night they kind of handed it to the Clearwater Lady Tigers 72-26. This is not our last game this week. We still got one more tomorrow night. The Dons will be back in action. They will be playing the Malden Green Wave here at Doniphan again. And as we look to next week, by the way, before I go any farther, the game tomorrow night, the JV game is going to start at 5 o'clock. In between games, they're going to have their 2020 Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame induction here between the junior varsity and varsity game tomorrow night, and then the varsity game will follow. Next week, looking at the schedules, on Tuesday night, the boys are going to be playing Neelyville here, and that will be for the number 1 seed in the upcoming Ozark Foothills Conference tournament. Both teams are 4-1 right now, and hopefully the Dons can get that win here on their home court and get the number 1 seed in the tournament. It will go to whoever wins that game, I believe. I don't think anybody else is with one loss, so it's going to come down to that one game, and the Dons got Neelyville here on their home court Tuesday night. Also on Tuesday night, the girls will play their lone game next week as they go up to Ellington to take on the Ellington Lady Whippets, who last Saturday beat the number 1 ranked team in the state in the South Iron Lady Panthers. They won the championship of the Black River League tournament, a 2-point win for Ellington, so that will be a tough one for the girls, but that'll be a good game for them heading into the tournament. And then, believe it or not, folks, we got the OFC tournament starting next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, and it will end up on Friday the 14th. The following week, we have one boys game at Alton on the 18th. The girls will play here, Puxico, the same night, and that will be senior night. By the way, Tuesday night will be senior night for the boys next Tuesday against Neelyville. And the girls also will go to Malden on the 20th. And then I assume the 20th, I think, will be on a Thursday, so the 22nd is probably when the district tournament will start. That is going to be at Kennett this year. So we only have, after tonight, the boys have 3 games left, and the girls have 3 games left. That's it on the regular schedule, plus the Ozark Foothills Conference tournament and the district tournament. The Twin Rivers Lady Royals are coached by Dave Crockett. I said they have 10-9 on the year, 2-2 in the conference. They will be in blue uniforms, and I think they will. We'll wait till they get their warm-ups off. But blue numbers with red and white trim. Donettes in home whites with black numbers and gold trim. And we're going to have the national anthem, so we will let you folks listen in on that. We'll be back here shortly.
Hometown Pharmacy on LaRue Street in Doniphan, your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists are now providing vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles in the pharmacy. Flu shots are covered by Medicare with no co-payment and no appointment is necessary. Hometown Pharmacy now offers a wide variety of vitamins and supplements from Now Foods that help support and promote optimal health through good nutrition. Refills can be requested online or by using our mobile app. We now offer delivery of your prescription if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy. Come by or give us a call and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Hometown Pharmacy, proudly supporting the Dons and Donettes this season. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy makes.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
True Value.
Starting lineups for the Twin Rivers Lady Royals, coached by David Crockett. Emma Thurman, a 5'8" junior. Brianna South, a 5'10" sophomore. Madison Faust, a 5'4" senior. And Natalie Baxter, a 5'5" senior. Lady Royals have two. Their starting point guard is out hurt, and they also have another girl that plays a lot out. Jalen Williams is their point guard. She is out, and Taylor Watson also out. Donettes still have Olivia Cruz out. I talked to her before the JV game, said that she's hoping to be back on Tuesday night. Now for the Donettes, coached by Adam Epps and assistant coach Rodney Honeycutt. Jalen Dutton, a 5'5" senior. Addie Jones, a 5'6" senior. Bailey Carson, a 5'9" sophomore. Maddie Eddington, a 5'6" junior, and Emily Eddier, a 6-foot senior. Twin Rivers will go from right to left as you watch here in the first half. Donettes from left to right. This is game number 20 on the year for both of these teams. Donettes looking for win number 15. Get to looking at who the Donettes have lost to. They've lost twice to Neelyville, lost to Poplar Bluff, lost to Mountain View Liberty, and I think if they played Liberty again, that might be a different game. That was the second or third game of the season, I believe. And then also the first game of the year, the Pocahontas, they lost that one by 1. So they very easily could even be better than 15-4. Donettes control the tip. Twin Rivers going to play a zone, 2-1-2. Donettes going to have to hit some outside shots. I'm sure they're probably going to try to sag in on Eddier. She does get it in the lane, and she tries to dribble through the defense. Baxter knocks it away. Goes it ahead to Faust. Faust in the middle of the lane to Hester. Goes down. She lost it and is picked back up by Bailey Carson. Passes ahead to Maddie Eddington. Crossover dribble. Hands it to Addie Jones. Jumper up a little too long. And South with the rebound. Donettes will play man-to-man. Baxter in the center of the floor. Dribbles right side. Gives it to Faust. Free throw line to Hester. Now back to Faust. She gives it to Baxter, head the key. Looked like an illegal screener on Hester, and Coach Epps hollering at the official. They get in the lane to Hester on the cut there, and she lays it in. And Twin Rivers takes a 2-0 lead. I said a while ago, Donettes will have to hit some outside shots. They're shooting a measly 21% from the three-point line. Down low, Eddier is triple teamed, goes up to the shot, it's blocked, gets it back, gives it to Eddington. Eddington hands it to Carson on the baseline. Back out to Jalen Dutton. Three-pointer up and off the back of the rim. And Hester with a nice block out gets the rebound for Twin Rivers. Gives it to Baxter. Baxter dribbles with the left hand, across the timeline. Hands it to Faust, and Faust dribbles to the right wing. Now she dribbles to the baseline. Jalen Dutton knocks it away and steals it. And then Faust knocks it out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Donettes. We played almost 2 minutes, and the Donettes have not scored. They're notorious for getting off the slow starts. Dutton down low to Carson, and it's knocked away and stolen. There's nothing there. That is a terrible, terrible angle to try to get the ball in from the head of the key or the right side of the head of the key. And Twin Rivers is going to throw it out of bounds, trying to get it into Hester. But you got to throw that ball to the wing or the baseline to have a better angle to get that ball down on the block. Dutton tried to get it in there from really almost head of the key, just a little bit to the right side, but you got to get a better angle. And don't force it in there anyway. You got a whole game to play. You don't have to be in such a hurry. Just wait until you get something good. Carson cross court to Jones. Three-pointer by Addie. Bingo! Addie been shooting the ball much better. She didn't look too good on that first little jumper she shot, but that one there was true. And it's 3-2. And Twin Rivers is going to have a wide open layup because they went for the steal and didn't get it. Carson's got to stay back on that. And that South got that basket. Donettes had that happen to them when they're 2-2-1 pressing. The back person has got to make sure that they can steal that pass before they go after it. There was nobody back there with South. Down low, Edier catches right underneath on a pass from Eddington. And she lays it in. 5-4 Donettes. 4:52 left in the first quarter. Baxter throws it to Faust, and again, South got behind the defense, and she missed the layup. But the Donettes can't keep giving that up. That is too easy. Carson with a nice drive, and she lays it up and missed it. But South gets the rebound. Pass up the floor. Thurman catches and gives it back out front to Baxter. Free throw line to South. Out to Faust. Now back to Baxter at the head of the key as they move it quickly around the perimeter. Back to Faust on the right wing. Now back to Baxter. Down low, Carson knocks it away, and it's going to be stolen, picked up by Addie Jones. She has it knocked away, but gets it back, gives it to Bailey Carson. Carson across the timeline, stops on the right wing, pass inside her. Nice catch from Eddington, puts it up, and it won't go. Didn't have an angle on the backboard. South gets the rebound. Faust throws it ahead, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Brianna South, a little bit high there. And turnover fest here in the first quarter. Both teams turning it over. Speaking of turnovers, the Donettes are averaging 17.9, 18 turnovers a game, and they're only averaging a little under 12 assists. You've got to have more assists than you do turnovers. That doesn't work very good. And they get it inside to Eddie, a good pass from Carson. And she's going to be fouled on the shot. And the foul will be on Thurman. And that is our first whistle of the game, or at least for a foul anyway. And Eddie will go to the free throw line. And that's a little long. Donettes the last couple of games have shot free throws much, much better. It's 5-4 with 3:35 left in the first quarter. Donettes up by 1. Next one by Edier, takes a little off, and it's too short. Carson gets the rebound, goes back up, and her shot's blocked. And it's going to be picked up underneath, and they say Eddington was on the out-of-bounds line. A good block there by Hester. Thurman inbounds it, gets it into Hester. Hester takes it away. Addie Jones takes it away from her, lobs it underneath, bad pass, stolen right back, and again, another forced pass with nothing there. Pass ahead to Faust on the left wing. In the lane to Thurman. She's going to take it down, put it up to the left hand, no good. Hester gets the offensive rebound, puts it up, no good. She's going to be fouled by Addie Jones. And that will send Abby Hester, 5'8" junior, to the free throw line. And her free throw is good. We're tied. That's Hester's third point. Timber Turner and Sydney Speck come in. Carson and Eddington will check out. Hester gives Twin Rivers a 1-point lead. Jalen Dutton calls Sydney Speck out. Gives it to Speck, right corner to Turner. In the lane to Dutton. She gets a screen, puts it up, and she missed it. Another easy missed shot. That's about 3 already here in the first half, and that seems to be old hat too. Some of the close games the Donettes have had that they've won, they could have really won in blowouts if they just hadn't turned the ball over and missed easy shots. You got to make that one. Thurman bounces to Hester. Hester to South, now out to Faust on the wing. Faust dribbles into the paint, and her little runner up off the glass and good, and nobody helped when she beat her man. Got to get some help side defense. Twin Rivers lead 8-5. I don't know if the girls thought this was going to be easy, but they ought to know better than that. And Twin Rivers always plays well against Doniphan. Jones dribbles to the baseline, hands it to Edier. He's going to dribble one time, put it up and in. Really nice move by Emily Edier. Bounce in the middle, Speck almost got it. Twin Rivers will get it across the half line, and Edier takes it away from fouls. Passes it to Dutton. She's 1-on-3. She needs to pull it out. Well, nobody down there to rebound. She banked it in off the glass, and the Donettes go back up 9-8. And Twin Rivers throws it away. A little bit of a panic there by Brianna South. And the Donettes will inbound it. And down low again, Edier spins over the right shoulder, and that shot is blocked by South. And we're going to have a jump ball between Baxter and Jones. And it's going to be Twin Rivers' ball. And our first substitution for Twin Rivers, 5'6" junior Drew Love comes in for Thurman. Donettes lead 9-8. Pass up into the front court, over Faust's head. She can't handle it. And just a little bit less on that, and they would have had a 2-on-1. Donettes keep letting people get behind them. They were just lucky that that pass was a little bit too far. Sydney Speck drives baseline, gonna put it up, and another block shot. That's about 3 or 4 for Faust, or for South already. Baxter stops and travels. They were down there in the back court, Speck and Dutton. And they cause the turnover. Bailey Carson comes back in. And Brooklyn Klepsick also coming in for the Donettes. And Maddie Eddington. Jones, Edier, and Dutton will check out with 1:19 to go in the first quarter. Donettes will have the ball right in front of the Twin Rivers bench. Eddington gives it in the corner. Brooklyn Klepsick drills baseline. Her little runner's an air ball. And Love had to rebound, lost it, gets it back, gives it to South. Pass ahead, and they throw it ahead, and they throw it away again. As Abby Hester had got behind the defense, I don't know how their big girls who's playing down underneath can get behind the defense, behind everybody, unless she just took off when the Donettes shot the ball. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Sydney Speck on the right wing, head of the key to Eddington. In the lane, Carson tries to drop it off to Turner. And it's going to be batted out of bounds. They were lucky they didn't lose that one too. Sometimes they're just a little too unselfish. And Carson was open from about 6 feet, wide open, much like she is now. Puts it on the floor, goes up, and South fouls her. And Carson will go to the free throw line. Bailey, a 5'9" sophomore. Looking for her first point. And it's good. Emma Thurman coming back in for Twin Rivers, and she replaces Madison Faust. 49.6 seconds left in the first quarter. Carson trying to give the Donettes a 3-point lead, and that one's long. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Maddie Eddington. South throws it away, intercepted by Bailey Carson, gives it to Speck, and she tried to throw it. That ball was kicked with no call. And then Twin Rivers is going to turn it right back over. But that should have been a whistle there. That ball was kicked. And again, Sydney Speck was wide open, and the way she can jump on that jump shot, she should have jumped straight up and shot that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to pass to somebody that's got a more open shot than you, but you've got to be able to get it to them. And now Eddington loses it. And it's going to be turned over by the Donettes. We got 18 points total in this first quarter. I'm not sure we don't have many more turnovers than points. Thurman picks it up in the back court. Lobs it up, South, and Hester got behind the defense again and lays it in. I'd say the Donettes better quit zone pressing. You just can't keep letting that happen. They would have had 2 or 3 more layups if they just hadn't thrown the passes just a little bit too high. Eddington dribbles into the paint, and it's knocked away and stolen. Baxter knocks it away. We got 4 seconds left. Thurman bounces it to Hester, throws it up at the buzzer, no good. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. And we were tied 10-all, the Donettes and the Twin Rivers Lady Roll. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Current River Broadcasting.
Born to be wild? Well, don't let higher fuel prices put a damper on your fun. Get to Countryside Chevrolet in Doniphan today for a more fuel-efficient vehicle and let your wild side ride. Countryside has new vehicles that get more than 30 miles per gallon. Find out about flex fuel technology and check their great lineup of program and late model pre-owned vehicles. Ripley County's largest Chevrolet dealer is Countryside Chevrolet in the Hillcrest Plaza, Doniphan. Chevrolet, an American revolution.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the Missouri way of life. We're for worrying less about the what-ifs and more about the why-nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. For starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for building a life in Missouri and then going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you've built is protected, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
10-10 as we start the second quarter. And it will be Donette's ball. Sydney Speck, Jalen Dutton, Addie Jones, Allison Skaggs on the floor for the Donettes. Addie Jones, left corner, free throw line to Dutton. She's going to put it up, no good. And Eddier's going to get it and put it back in. 6 points for Eddier. Donette's still in that 2-2-1, and they got it again. Eddier went after the pass. Hester was open on the other side if they got it to Baxter. It's knocked out by Eddier. Whoever's on that side, the side opposite the ball, they have got at the midcourt has got to go back. And Skaggs didn't do it, and it's happened several times here in the first half. Twin Rivers has got Baxter, Love, Hester, South, and Thurman on the floor. South gives it back out to Baxter. She dribbles to the left side, gets a screen. Backdoor pass is going to be stolen. Now they call a walk on Baxter before the pass. She had the right idea, but she traveled, but the ball was stolen anyway because the Twin Rivers player stopped and didn't keep going towards the basket. Dutton gives it to Speck on the right wing. Back head of the key, left side to Addie Jones. Jones back out front to Dutton. Just underway in the second quarter. Dutton dribbles in, kicks it out to Speck. Three-pointer by Speck is good. Sydney Speck gets her first bucket. 15-10. Love in the backcourt, throws a baseball pass, and Hester dropped it on the out-of-bounds line. Twin Rivers turns it over again. Donettes have scored the first 5 in this quarter. They've scored 5 points in just about a minute, and they only had 10 and 8 minutes in the first half. Ball down low to Eddier, fakes, goes up, scores again. Nice little pump fake, even though they didn't go for it, but when she went up, they didn't try to block it. South gets it up the floor, gives it to Hester. Hester dribbles to the baseline, now back out front, gives it to Love. Love to South, right wing. Hits Love, catching to the basket, and she lays it in. Nice little give and go there. Donettes have got burned on that twice now. Trailing their man instead of staying in between them and the basket. 17-12, Donettes lead by 5. Twin Rivers packing that in. They get it down low to Eddier. Gonna go in and put it up again, no good. Allison Skaggs battles for the rebound, gets it to Eddier. She misses off the glass. And Thurman gets the rebound and gives it to Baxter. And Addie Jones steals it away from her. Addie takes it around the left side, lays it up, no good, but she's fouled. And that was going to be on Baxter. It's Twin Rivers' third team foul. And Addie Jones will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Donettes have been shooting free throws pretty well, but they're only 1 of 4 so far. And that one bounces around and falls through. That's 4 points for Addie Jones. And make that 5 as she makes both free throws. Makes the score 19-12 as we have Madison Faust checking back in for Twin Rivers. South throws it up to Hester, and again, Baxter got behind him, and she didn't take it onto the basket, and she turned and shot it from about 4 feet, missed it. And Dutton throws it in the middle, and luckily Speck gets it. Trying to throw it through a lot of traffic there. Addie Jones goes in, puts it up, no good, it's blocked. Ettier gets the rebound, and she goes up and fouled. You can see Dutton going down the floor, motioning for Speck to cut across the lane, so you know Twin Rivers seen that. And when she threw it, she wasn't open, and luckily the ball was tipped right to Emily Ettier. And Emily makes the first one this time. She was 0 for 2 earlier, and she already has 9 points. As we got number 11, Hannah Bader, a 5'7" freshman, checking in for Brianna South. Ettier's next one is good. They made 5 out of 6 after missing only making 1 out of the first 4, or missing the first 2. They made 5 out of 6 since then. Lead is up to 9. Donettes have already scored 11 points in 2 minutes and 37 seconds. In this second quarter, only scored 10 in the first 8 minutes in the first quarter. Hester will throw it back out to Love. Love puts it on the floor, bounces it to Bader. Hester goes around Ettier and puts it up, and that would have been a great time for Allison Skaggs to try to draw a charge, but instead she tried to block it, and she's going to pick up the foul. And Abby Hester will go to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2. She has 4 points. And now she has 5. Excuse me, she had 6 points, now she's got 7. Love checks out, and Emma Thurman back in for the Lady Royals. Hester missed the second one. Allison Skaggs gets the rebound for the Donettes. Dutton will bring it into the front court. Over to Addie Jones. She's open, three-pointer, and no good. And Sydney Speck in there battling for the rebound. And now she didn't get it, but Twin Rivers throws it away, and Speck's going to put it up and in. Amazing shot by Sydney Speck. And it's 23-13. Hester will get into the front court, hands it back to Faust. Faust dribbles baseline, gives it down low to Bader, throws it back out to basically nobody, but it went to Hannah Baxter. Natalie Baxter, excuse me. Faust throws it in the lane, gonna be picked off by Ettier. Speck is one-on-one with Baxter. Goes down, lays it up, and it's good, and it's gonna be a foul on Baxter. Sydney Speck off to a good start again. She's got 7 and will have a chance for a old-fashioned three-point play. And we got substitutions checking in the game. Love coming back in for Faust for Twin Rivers. And we have Klepsik, Carson, and Turner in for the Donettes. Speck and Dutton will stay on the floor. 25-13. Sydney Speck trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. And it's good. She has 8 points now. Donettes still in the press, and they throw it away again. Baxter throws it over Hester's head. Brianna South coming back in. And she's going to replace Bader. 26-13. Donettes have outscored Twin Rivers 16-3 in the second quarter. And we're not halfway through it yet. Dutton hands the ball to Speck. Speck back to Dutton at the head of the key. They're going to let her shoot it if she wants, but she doesn't do it. Now she dribbles into the paint, kicks it out to Klepsik. She'll shoot a 3. It's short, and Hester gets the rebound. Bounces it to Love. Love gives it back to Hester, now to Baxter. Baxter will get it in the front court, and she got away. Double dribble right there. My goodness, how do they not see that? There's 3 of them out there. Thurman on the left wing, throws it cross court to Love. Baseline to Hester. Hester's going to dribble baseline, throws it over to Thurman. Her shot up, no good. And nice block out by Bailey Carson. Passes up the floor to Speck. Speck one-on-one, goes right around the defense, lays it in. Boy, she's quick. She can jump, and she is fast. She's got 10 now. Twin Rivers will break the press this time. Baxter gives it in the corner to Thurman. Now to Love. She's open three-pointer up and no good. And Thurman got the rebound, kicks it out to Baxter. Her shot up no good. And Brooklyn Clemson gets the rebound. Passes it up to Speck, and that one was not a good pass. Picked off Baxter, knocked it to Love. Now Twin Rivers with the basketball, trailing the Donettes by 15. Thurman left wing. Dribbles one time, picks it up. Bounces back to Baxter. Baxter dribbles around the screen, gives it out to Hester on the right wing. Hester looks like she's gassed out there. Gives it to Thurman, head of the key. Hands it off to Baxter. Baxter goes into the paint, puts it up. Nice move, and it goes in. Hannah Natalie Baxter, I don't know why I guess she had a sister named Hannah. And we're going to have a timeout, but the Donettes leading 28-15. With 2:24 left first half, it's full timeout, so we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back. Stay with us.
You've heard it all before. We're number one. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
The phone booth is your one stop for all your cell phone needs. The phone booth now offers Total Wireless, where you can get unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigs of data for only $35 a month. Need to add more phones to your account? Not a problem. Family plans are also available. You can manage your account in person or online at tpbooth.com. Come see the phone booth next to Subway in Doniphan for all your cell phone needs.
Donettes have had a good second quarter here, outscored Twin Rivers 18-5 to take a 28-15 lead. We were tied 10-all at the end of the first quarter. And Coach Epps got them going here in the second quarter. And they had a 15-point lead. Twin Rivers just got a bucket, so it'll be Donettes' ball. I think Twin Rivers brought in another substitute. I'll have to get her number here in a minute. Maddie Eddington also in the game. Brooklyn Klepsik in the corner, gets it into Edier. Edier's going to put it on the floor, turn back to the baseline, missed a shot, and South gets the rebound. Gives it to Love, and that is number 2, Charlie Johnson, a 5'7" freshman. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first half, 28-15 Donette. Baxter dribbles into the paint, gives it out to Johnson. Her jumper up, no good. Abby Hester gets the rebound inside as she got inside Bailey Carson. I believe that foul will be on Carson. That is her first personal. We haven't had many fouls called here in the first half. 8 total fouls all we've had. Neither team close to the bonus yet. Love inbounds it to Baxter. Baxter will dribble back out front. Throws it right side to Hester. High arcing three-pointer up and good. Abby Hester's got 10 points now. She has 10 of their 18. And it is a 10-point lead with a minute and a half to go in the first half. Eddington out front, gives it right wing to Jones. In the lane, Edier finds an open spot, but she missed the shot. We're going to have an over-the-back foul on Addie Jones. I'll tell you what, Emily's had a really good year, but boy, she misses some easy shots sometimes. That's about 3 I think she's missed right under there, and Bailey Carson's missed a couple. Sydney Speck checked back in for Brooklyn Klepsik. The Donettes had a 15-point lead, and Twin Rivers has scored 5 in a row now to make it 10. And Baxter throws it up ahead to Hester, a little behind her, so she has to go get it on the sideline. Gives it to South underneath, wide open. Johnson puts it up, no good, but she's fouled. And again, they got behind the defense. And that is the 3rd foul on Addie Jones. Donettes only have 5, and she has 3 of them. It will be Charlie Johnson at the free throw line. Jalen Dutton coming back in. I'm sure she's coming in for Jones. And the free throw is good by Johnson. Twin Rivers is 4 of 5 from the free throw line now. Donettes are 6 of 9. Johnson's second is short. Ettier with the rebound. Gives it to Jalen Dutton. Donettes lead has been cut to 9, 28-19. Speck set in the corner for three, no good. Ball tipped around, and Love comes out with it for Twin Rivers. Gives it to Baxter. Donettes have gone cold again after that timeout a while ago. They've not scored since the timeout. Johnson right wing. Back between the circles, Baxter. Baxter dribbles to the right wing, comes back out front. Gives it to South at the free throw line, back to Baxter. Now left side to Hester. Hester fakes the shot. Back out to Baxter, free throw line South. In the left corner, Love. Back on the wing to Hester. Cross court to South. She bounces to Johnson on the baseline. Back out front, Baxter. Baxter drives, puts it up in the left hand, no good. And Sydney Speck will get the rebound. Gives it to Dutton. Down to 18 seconds left in the first half. Dutton's going to dribble into the paint, put up a wild shot, and South blocked it. And that's at least 4 blocks in this first half by Brianna South. Timber Turner comes in for Maddie Eddington with 13.1 seconds to go in the first half. Lob into Ettier right out in front of the basket. It's going to take in, go it up, and the shot's blocked, but it comes right back to her. Out to Speck, over to Dutton, 5 seconds to go. Speck gives it in the corner, down low Turner. She got to shoot it, and she passes it back out. That'll be the end of the first half, and the Donettes lead has been cut to 9, 28-19 over the Twin Rivers Lady Royals. We'll run down the scoring here real quick, and then we'll take a break for a little bit. Abby Hester having a big first half for Twin Rivers. She has got 10 points, 10 of their 19. And then the rest of it is split up. Drew Love, Natalie Baxter, Madison Faust, Brianna South have 2, and Charlie Johnson 1. And they were 4 of 6 from the free throw stripe. Donettes 6 of 9 from the free throw stripe. And we have 10 points for Emily Ettier, 10 points for Sydney Speck. 5 points for Addie Jones. 2 for Jalen Dutton and 1 for Bailey Carson, and I believe that's it. For a total of 28. Donettes had 10 in the first quarter, 18 in the second quarter. Twin Rivers had 10 in the first, 9 in the second. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it, the JV Donettes continue to roll. They played 2 quarters tonight, and they won 37-6 over the Lady Royals Junior Varsity. Our halftime score, 28-19 Donettes over the Twin Rivers Lady Royals. We'll be back here in about 7-8 minutes to get the second half underway. So stay tuned, listen to some of the people who bring you Dons and Donettes basketball. Welcome back, everybody. Keith Bowman back at the Bill L. Wright Gymnasium in Doniphan, and we're getting set for second half action. The Donettes lead the Twin Rivers Lady Royals 28-19. Donettes going for win number 15 and trying to claim a share of the Ozark Foothills Conference regular season. As if they win here tonight, they will only have one loss. Neelyville, Twin Rivers still got to play Neelyville, and I don't know if Neelyville had a game tonight or not, a conference game, but I know they only have one loss, and chances are that's probably all they're going to get, so the Donettes need to hang on here. Tomorrow night, remember, 5 o'clock, the junior varsity boys in Malden, and in between the varsity and junior varsity game, there'll be a Hall of Fame induction here at Doniphan, and then we'll have the varsity, Malden, and Doniphan game for you. But the JV game starts at 5 tomorrow instead of 6. Twin Rivers with the ball. Brianna South, Natalie Baxter, Madison Faust, Emma Thurman, and Abby Hester. Hester catches on the baseline. Yeah, Edier went for the steal, didn't get it, and then Hester drove baseline, and Edier comes back and reaches in and fouls her. That might have been a little bit of a frustration foul there, but you need to make her shoot that shot and see if she can make it. She has done pretty well at the free throw line, and she is game high scorer now with 11 points. As the first one goes in, she is 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Next one is no good, and Edier with the rebound. It's an 8-point lead. Edier gives the ball over to Jalen Dutton. Twin Rivers has been in a zone the whole game, trying to keep that middle clogged up, keep Edier from getting the basketball. Sydney Speck open from the head of the key for 3, and it's good. Boy, she is having an excellent game. That's 13 to lead the Donettes. That's her second three-pointer. And Speck knocks it away, and the ball is going to go out of bounds off of Sydney Speck. And she dove to the floor there after she knocked it away. And it's 31-20 now in favor of the Donettes. Early in the third quarter. Bounce pass comes in to Baxter, throws it back over to Faust, up in the front court, and they got a man wide open underneath, and it's South, and she lays it in. And the weak side is not rotating back. That's the second basket for South. I guess Coach Beck again for 3, it's no good. South with the rebound. That might have been a little bit of a heat check there. Work the ball a little bit more. Faust into the front court. Out to Hester, down to Thurman, back to Hester. Now over to Faust. Faust gives it to South. Back to Hester, fakes the 3, gets Edier in the air. Her little runner up, no good. Ball tipped around, and it goes right through Hester's hands, and Emily Edier picks it up. Cross-court pass to Carson on the left wing. Right back to Edier, fakes the shot. Now she's going to put it up off the glass, no good. She rushed that one just a little bit. 31-22, 9-point lead for the Donettes. Donettes play man-to-man. Baxter guarded by Speck, and Speck takes it away. And it looks like she's going to have a run out. Goes down, lays it up, and it's good. And Sydney Speck with 15 now off the bench for the Donettes. Faust, and she throws it away. As Baxter give it to Faust, she tried to throw it back to her. She was double teamed and threw it out of bounds, and the Donettes will have it on their end. Timber Turner's coming in, replacing Bailey Carson. And Drew Love's going to check in for Madison Faust. Dutton dribbles to the free throw line. In the corner, Addie Jones. She's open for 3. Bang! That's Addie's second 3. She's got 8 points. And the lead right up to 14, just like that, on a couple of three-pointers. And the ball's tipped again. Picked up by Jalen Dutton. Dribbles in, gives it to Jones. Jones spins to the baseline, puts it up left hand, no good. Turner gets the rebound. And Timber does not want to shoot that ball. She tried to come back out of there with it, and she walked. She's got to go back up with that. She don't ever, the only point she ever scores is if she gets fouled and she shoots free throws because she won't shoot the ball. Love throws it up near midcourt to Thurman. She gets it into the front court. Stops on the wing. Gives it to Love. Love dribbles to the baseline. Now she loses her dribble. Bounces to Hester. Hester gets around the defense out front to South. South thought about the three, now back on the baseline. Love's going to fire it up from three, no good. And Speck has to save it from going out of bounds. Saves it to Thurman, and she double dribbles. Addie Jones will check out. Brooklyn Klepsic in. And Bailey Carson coming in. And she'll give Sydney Speck a rest. Speck goes to the bench with 15 points. Addie Jones has 8 right now. Thurman checks out. Charlie Johnson back in for Twin Rivers. 36-22, 4:50 left in the third quarter. Donette's up by 14. Klepsic gives it baseline to Turner. Back to Dutton, right side to Carson, right baseline to Klepsic. Her long three-pointer short. Long rebound is going to be picked up by Hester. And she is going to run it into the front court. Crossover dribble all the way down into the paint. Ball knocked away from her, and they're going to say it went out off the Donettes. And Allison Skaggs is going to check in with 4:32 to go in the third, placing Emily Edier. Love will inbound underneath Twin Rivers basket. Out front to Baxter with it. Right side to Johnson. Johnson, her pass stolen. Skaggs has got Carson on the left. Skaggs is going to take it down over to Carson. Nice play. Carson lays it in. That's the big girl at 6-foot freshman running the break there, and she threw that pass at the perfect time. And Carson gets her first field goal. She's got 3, and the lead is up to 16. South's going to shoot a 3. It's an air ball. And Turner's, if she let it win, it'd have been out on them. And she goes and gets it on the bounce on the baseline, and she's standing out of bounds. The Twin Rivers will inbound underneath their own basket. Throws it in, and Carson deflects it out of bounds. Love will go over to the right side and throw it in. Gets it into Hester on the wing. She hands it to Baxter, and Baxter dribbles back out front. Right back to Hester on the right wing. Dribbles baseline. Now circles back out, bounces to Baxter. Baxter left side to Thurman. South throws a cross-court pass to Hester. Hester dribbles one time, now loses her dribble. Tied up in the corner, throws it to South, open at the free throw line. Her shot's good. And South's got 6 points. And we got a timeout called by Coach Crockett with 3:39 to go in the third. It is 38-24. We'll keep it here. Again, I want to remind everybody tomorrow night, the JV boys game against Malden starts at 5 o'clock. They'll have a Hall of Fame induction in between games, and the varsity boys, I'm guessing, will probably be between 4:07 and 7 maybe. But both those games will be right here on YouTube, and I assume they're going to have the Hall of Fame induction on YouTube as well. And the girls will be off until Tuesday when they travel to Ellington. And they will play. Ellington is state ranked, I think, in Class 2, I believe they are. And they just knocked off the #1 team in the state last Saturday, so they're going to have a tough one there. Donettes so far this year seem to have gotten up and played better against the really good teams they've played. And then the boys will be at home in a big one against Neelyville Tuesday night to see who will be the #1 seed in the OFC tournament. And Dalton Pennington's going to be there to bring that to you. I've got my other job. I've got a safety meeting I've got to go to. Klepsic misses the 3. Ball tipped out. Thurman throws it ahead and overshoots Love. And nice job by Allison Skaggs to get back there, running down the floor, and she gets the pass. And Carson was looking for Klepsic. Klepsic usually stays out that three-point line, but that time she cut to the basket. And Carson thought she was going to be out there shooting a 3, which that's normally where she stays. I remember saying, I don't know if it was Tuesday night or Monday night, one time she should have cut to the basket and didn't. And that time she did cut to the basket, and Carson thought she was going to stay out at the three-point line. Thurman inbounds it to Baxter, has to come back for the ball. Throws it up into the front court, and Hester catches right on the sideline. Thurman with it on the right wing. Cross to Hester. Bounces to South. South back out front to Baxter. Donettes switching on the screens. And the pass to Baxter off her hand. Skaggs picks it up. Jalen Dutton going to take it down, spin into the lane, little spin move, shot no good. And a rebound by Thurman. Thurman gets it across the half line, and she dribbled and lost it. Here comes Carson, one-on-one with Baxter, goes and down, stops, shoots, and scores. And Bailey Carson with 5 now. And we're going to have a foul on Bailey Carson. That's going to be 4. On Addie Jones. And she will check out. Sydney Speck comes in. And Drew Love checks out for Twin Rivers. Madison Faust back in. Doniphan sets up in the 2-2-1 press. At times they've gotten a lot of turnovers on it, and at times Twin Rivers have shot some wide open layups on it. Faust throws it up mid-court, Baxter. Now they got a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Gives it to Hester. Hester's going to pass down low. Nice bounce pass. South jumper on the baseline won't go. And Carson with the rebound. Bailey will bring it up herself. Out in the corner. Speck, 3-pointer up. It's short. And the ball lost out of bounds by Thurman. A good hustler by Timber Turner to get her hand on it. Battling hard on the boards. Timber Turner. 40-24 with 2:02 left in the third quarter. The Donettes lead is 16. Pass underneath to Turner, and she bobbled it, lost it. Twin Rivers comes out with it. Another, I think, forced pass there by Dutton. If that's not open, just throw it into somebody and set up the offense. Cross-court pass. Thurman's going to dribble to the baseline. She's going to put it up, and the shot blocked, but it's tipped right to South, and she puts it in. 8 points for Brianna South. 40-26 Donettes. Carson dribbles to the free throw line. Out to Speck, bounces low to Turner. She throws it out to Carson. Her jumper from the free throw line, no good. And Brianna South gets the rebound. Baxter ahead to Faust on the wing. Throws it to South at the free throw line. Nice move, and her layup blocked by Skaggs. And Skaggs comes out with it. Dutton dribbles down, out in the corner. Sydney Speck, 3-pointer, it's good. That is her third 3-pointer. She's got 18 points in the game now. And Madison Faust is going to try to beat everybody down. Goes down, no good, and Timber Turner fouls her. For the most part, the Donettes have done a pretty good job with the press, but every once in a while, they get a little lax, and like that play there, Faust was, the Donettes were lucky Faust didn't make the shot, too. First free throw by Faust, no good, as we have Emily Eddy and Maddie Eddington checking back in. Turner and Dutton will check out. 53 seconds left in the third quarter. The Donettes lead by 17. Faust does make the second. She splits the pair. And that's 3 points for Faust. They drop all the way back. Bader checks back in. Skaggs has it knocked away. And down underneath, beautiful pass. She had it knocked away and went and got it and found Eddie underneath for an easy basket. Faust into the center of the floor to South. South will dribble down, gives it to Abby Hester. Hester back to Baxter. Right side, Faust steps inside the three-point line. Her jumper no good. Ball tipped out. It's going to go out of bounds off of Allison Skaggs. Oh. Nope, they called it off of Abby Hester. I thought he pointed towards Twin River. Then he said he made a mistake. The Donettes have it with 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Can go up by 20 with a basket. Speck's got a three in the corner. Good again. Whitney Speck hits another one. She has got 21 points. And Twin River's not going to get a shot off, and it's 48-27. The Donettes extend their lead. They score 20 in that quarter. Twin Rivers only gets 8, and they lead 48-27. Sydney Speck has hit 4 3-pointers and has 21 points in the game as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. Everybody stay with us.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 18 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like medals of pride. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an auto policy for you.
I am Doug Green, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
True Value.
Donettes outscored Twin Rivers in that third quarter 20-8 and moved a 9-point lead up to a 21-point lead. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll be Donettes ball. We'll have Eddington, Carson, Ettier, Speck, and Speck's going to try another one, and she hits another one. That is her 5th 3-pointer of the game. She's got 24. And they run that play especially for her, and the Donettes get another steal. Allison Skaggs picks it up at midcourt. In the corner to Eddington. Eddington's going to dribble baseline. She goes in, puts it up, missed it. Ball tipped around. Skaggs has got it, puts it on the floor, puts it up. It won't go. And the ball tipped around, and finally Abby Hester gets it for Twin Rivers. I think I forgot to tell you who was always on the floor for the Donettes. I don't know who I left out. It's Faust, Baxter, Hester, Bader, and South for Twin Rivers. Faust gets it in the lane. Bader goes in and is blocked by Allison Skaggs. Allison's had a good game here tonight. She hasn't scored, but got several blocks, some rebounds, and a couple of really pretty assists. Carson gives it left wing to Eddington. And Twin Rivers, they may be in a man-to-man. They get it low to Ettier, way too deep, and she plays it in over South. And Ettier with 14 now, and the Donettes continue to extend the lead, 53-27. Baxter dribbles through 3 people, going to take it down on Carson, goes up, partially blocked, and Skaggs comes down with a rebound. He dribbles it up the floor, still got it, hands it to Speck, elevates for the jumper, no good, and I think she got fouled by South. That'll be the second foul on South. And that is the first team foul on Twin Rivers here in the second half. And this is also the first free throws by the Donettes here in the second half. Sydney Speck with this has got to be her highest score, maybe highest scoring game in high school. And her free throw rims out. And Turner, Dutton, and Jones going to check in. Jones is waiting on the shooter. Brianna South and Madison Faust check out. We got Love and Thurman back in. We also have Bader, Hester, and Baxter on the floor. Sydney Speck looking for point number 25, and it rims out. Round and round and round. Lob up the floor, too far, out of bounds again. This one by Love. Now Addie Jones will check in, and Sydney Speck ought to get a good hand. She's had a really good game. Eddington will inbound it to Jalen Dutton. He's hounded by Bader. Dutton does a nice job to hang on to it. Pass in the middle, and it's going to be thrown away. Ettier was actually coming out to help, and the pass a little behind her. And now Maddie Eddington's going to take it away from Baxter. She's got Ettier on the right, bounces to her. Ettier fakes, then puts it up too hard. And Hester with the rebound. Lobs it up the floor, Baxter, and she tried to cross over dribble, and Ettier took it away from her, and then Hester takes it back. And then we're going to have a foul on Emily Ettier. Got a little wild and woolly there for just a second. Second foul on Ettier. 53-27. 26-point lead. Donettes only 4 points away from having a running clock in this fourth quarter. This was a tie game at the end of the first quarter, and another steal. Eddington's one-on-one. Crossover dribble again, goes down, lays it up, no good. And Baxter rebounds, throws it ahead to Bader. And Addie Jones is going to knock it out of her hand out of bounds. And Faust is going to check back in for Twin Rivers, replacing Love. 5.5 minutes to go into the game. Thurman going to have to hurry up and get it in, and her pass is batted out of bounds. That awful long 5 seconds there. Thurman gets it into Faust. Faust guarded by Eddier. She's on the shortest person out there for Twin Rivers. I think they probably need to switch somebody. Pass into Thurman. She's going to put it up, and no good. And Timber Turner gets the rebound, gives it to Addie Jones. Jones up the right side. And a ball knocked away from her by Faust as she tried to go over the top of her with it. And we got a held ball. And Allison Skaggs coming back in. And Emily Eddy will check out. Emily goes to the bench with 14 points. That is right on her average. She averages 13.8. And Baxter checks out. And Charlie Johnson comes back in for Twin Rivers. Pass ahead to Hester, now to Bader. She's one-on-one with Turner. She goes down, lays it up and in. Hannah Bader with her first bucket. 53-29. 4.5 left to play in the game. Dutton dribbles right side, gives it to Jones on the wing. Back to Dutton. Dutton backs it out towards midcourt. Dribbles to the left side. Dribbles into the paint. Hands it off to Turner, wide open, and lays it up. And they're going to call a travel. And it's called by the official on the far side. There was one standing right there beside him. Never can understand that, but it happens pretty often, especially in high school. And Thurman got away with a walk there. They said she bobbled the ball. That wasn't a walk, sorry. Madison Faust dribbles baseline. Hands it off to Hester. Bader throws across court to Thurman. She's going to shoot from about 15, no good. And the ball is going to go out of bounds. The last touch by Maddie Eddington. Sydney Speck coming back in the ball game. He replaces Eddington. And Brianna South back in for Twin Rivers. And Hester will take a break. 4:05 left in the game. Thurman to inbound it. And again, awful long 5 seconds. Johnson throws one up from just inside the three-point line, banks it in. And that cuts the Donettes lead to 22 at 53-31. Addie Jones fakes the jumper, bounces underneath to Turner, puts it up and in. Turner with her first basket. A good assist by Jones as she drove baseline. Now Faust comes down the right side, and Speck runs right up behind her and knocks it out of bounds. If she would hit that just a little bit easier, she could just tap it and then go get it, because they're not going to catch up with her. South turns into the lane. Her shot blocked by Allison Skaggs. Jalen Dutton brings it into the front court, and she's going to take it all the way, missed the layup. And Brianna South gets the rebound. 3:14 left in the game. As Faust throws it cross court. Thurman behind the three-point line on the left wing. And then she lost it out of bounds as Dutton swiped at it there, and it caused her to turn it over. Addie Jones checks out. She goes out of the game with 8 points. As we have Brooklyn Klepsick in, and Bailey Carson's coming in for Timber Turner. And we have Natalie Baxter and Abby Hester back in for Twin Rivers. Three minutes left, 55-31. Dutton gets around Bader, gives it in the corner. Speck open again. This one's a little bit long. Ball tipped out by Allison Skaggs and saved in by Klepsic. Skaggs gets it to the head of the key to Dutton. To Brooklyn Klepsic. Looks at a three, and it's good. You can't give her, that's her first 3 points, but if you leave her that long to look at it, she's going to make it about 7 out of 10 times. And we're still having a hard time, man. Coach Crockett calls the timeout. The Twin Rivers is about to get a 10-second call with 2:31 to go. It's 58-31. We'll be back in 1 minute to finish this one out.
Hometown Pharmacy on LaRue Street in Doniphan, your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists are now providing vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles in the pharmacy. Flu shots are covered by Medicare with no co-payment and no appointment is necessary. Hometown Pharmacy now offers a wide variety of vitamins and supplements from Now Foods that help support and promote optimal health through good nutrition. Refills can be requested online or by using our mobile app. We now offer delivery of your prescription if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy. Come by or give us a call and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Hometown Pharmacy, proudly supporting the Dons and Donettes this season. Come experience the difference a Hometown Pharmacy makes.
58-31, the Donettes on top of the Twin Rivers Lady Royals, and we got 2:31 left in the game. And it's going to be Twin Rivers' basketball, I believe. I'm sorry, it'd be Donettes' ball. Nope. Twin Rivers in the back court. And we're about to lose it on the 10-second call, that's right. Inbounds pass comes to Bader. She gives it to Abby Hester. Hester will dribble towards the midcourt line, now gives it left wing to South. She tries to bounce it through the lane, knocked away, and here comes Sydney Speck. Crossover dribble, stops, elevates, her shot no good. And South with the rebound. South is a good rebounder for Twin Rivers. She's a good-sized girl, and she takes up quite a bit of room in there. And if she gets you on her hip, you're not going to get it. Bader has it knocked away. Bailey Carson goes to the ground, or to the floor, excuse me. And then she's going to be tied up. And it'll be Donette's ball. Twin Rivers going to try to apply some pressure, at least Bader is anyway. She's the only one in the back court. Carson will run the point. Gives it to Eddington. Eddington tries to hit Carson back door. The pass a little bit too high. She can't get the shot off. They bring it back out front. Free throw line to Skaggs. Hands it to Eddington. And she tries to dribble baseline, and she lost it out of bounds. Love back in the game for Twin Rivers. He replaces Bader. So Donette's going to get that 15th win. They'll be 15-5. And more importantly right now, they'll be 5-1 in the conference, and they will be conference co-champs. At least it looks that way with the Neelyville Lady Tigers and possibly the Naylor Lady Eagles as well. Baxter kicks it off her foot, and Skaggs is in the right place at the right time to pick it up again. Maddie Eddington dribbles to the left wing, stops, gives it out in the corner. Allison Skaggs three-pointer, it's good. Or excuse me, Allison Skaggs, Brooklyn Klepsic, I'm sorry. That's her second, and it's a 30-point lead, 61-31 with 1:02 to go in the game. Baxter passes it to South. South about 15 feet out. Gives it to Johnson. Now back out front. Baxter bounces to South. He dribbles baseline. Pass over in the other corner. Love got a three-pointer up, and it's good. Drew Love with her second basket, and she has 5. And with 42 seconds to go, we got a timeout, and it'll be the Donette's ball. It's a short timeout. We'll keep it here and remind everybody one more time, tomorrow night at 5 o'clock instead of 6. JV boys game against Malden, followed by the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and then the Dons and Malden varsity boys will play after that. All those games are right here on Current River Broadcasting. 42 seconds left to play. Sydney Speck has had an outstanding game. She got 24 points, and she has made 5 3-pointers. Emily Eddier also in double figures with 14. Addie Jones has 8. Brooklyn Klepsik's hit a couple of 3-pointers here in this quarter. Maddie Eddington goes right by the defense and lays it up and in. They didn't cut her off, so now Eddington gets her first bucket. 63-34 with 30 seconds left. Baxter gives it in the corner. 3-pointer put up in the corner. That is number 25. That is Andrea Arnold, who just checked in. It's no good, and we're going to have a tie ball. And this one belongs to Twin Rivers. Donettes with a 29-point lead. And Johnson's going to throw it in for Twin Rivers. Gives it in the corner to Baxter. Sydney Speck knocks it away from her and steals it. Speck heads to the other end, goes down, jump stop, puts it up a little too hard. Skaggs puts it up and in. So Allison Skaggs gets in the scoring column. And she has really played a really good game to only have 2 points. And it's 65-34 with 3 seconds to go, and Sydney Speck commits a foul, but that's going to be it. And the Donettes win it 65-34 over the Twin Rivers Lady Royals, and that moves their record to 15-5, 5-1 in the Ozark Foothills Conference. We'll find out next Wednesday what the Donettes get seeded in the tournament, which begins a week from Saturday at Neelyville. Scoring for Twin Rivers, 3 points for Charlie Johnson, 11 for Abby Hester, 2 for Hannah Bader, 8 for Brianna South, 3 for Madison Faust, 2 for Natalie Baxter, and 5 for Drew Love. And they were 6 for 10 from the free throw line in the ballgame. The Donettes were 6 of 11. They only shot 2 in that second half, missed both of them. And for the Donettes, big game for Sydney Speck, as I said, 24 points, including 5 3-pointers. Emily Eddier, 14. Addie Jones, 8. 6 for Brooklyn Klepsig. 5 for Bailey Carson. And let's see, Allison Skaggs with 2, Maddie Eddington with 2, and 2 for Jalen Dutton. And the Donettes win it 65-34. Remember to tune in to Current River Broadcasting tomorrow night at 5 o'clock for the Dons and the Malden Green Wave JV game. Until then, this is Keith Bowman. Good night, everybody.